Welcome guys back to the channel on GT Sport once again, bringing you back some daily races today. I had 3 in total for this video. I just want to bring back my SR rating as it's gone plummeted down a little bit, back down to like 88. But now we're back up at 99. So this is the journey, as you can see in the video, in the footage in the background. Starting in second for the first race. I'm in lower lobbies because my SR rating is lower. But as the video goes on, you get harder people to come up against and better racing. So for this first race, starting in second. Like I said, just want to keep my nose clean. Really, don't want to get even further of a SR rating down. The person in first place, he's about second fast to me. He did a 155.7. My fastest was 156.7. I did probably about half an hour or so practice, and then jumped on and did these races. Working and trying to do all this at one go. It's proved to be challenging, but I do want to make sure I get these videos out for you. Anyway, so back to today's subject. It's pretty good, some good racing today. Really enjoyed it. Using the Audi R8. Didn't want to use the Toyota Supra because a lot of people do use that, and it's a bit tail lappy. It doesn't really suit my driving style. So I kept with the curve for the Audi, which is a bit more planted, a bit more grip through the lower speed corners, a bit more traction coming out of them as well. Braking on the 50 down to second gear. I kept sometimes only shifting down 3 times rather than 4, going into 6th gear, which I don't normally do. People keep the revs up in 5th gear rather than lowering the revs in 6th, if you see what I mean. But yeah, just keeping it clean, like I say. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this first race because not a lot goes on, if I'm honest with you. I stay in the position I started in. The person in front of me does gap me a little bit. I gap the person behind me as well. So yeah, a bit of no man's land for me. Just clean air throughout. So it's going to let the rest of this race run its course, and I'll meet you for the second race. Race 2 had a bit more going on this time. Starting in 3rd position, we got the Porsche behind us. It does give us a little bit of an issue throughout the race. It squeezes in front of me. I'm not going to give too much away, obviously, after watch the video, but no. We've got the replay cameras this time, so I'm going to show a bit more of the second race because it was actually quite interesting to race and watch back as well. So like I say, starting in 3rd position, again, do the same strategy as last time. When you're at the front, you don't want to hold each other up by battling, and you can just get away from the rest of the field. As soon as you get out of the slipstream and you're being towed with the people in front of you, then it's so easy to be able to get away from the rest of the field. Anyway, so full lobby here, 16 people. Quite a lot of people are on these games, especially this time of night, Sunday evening. As THR, he won the first race that I was in, and the Russian ahead of me in 2nd place here, so keeping him pretty honest this time. Whereas the first race, he did run away a little bit, so we got a bit of a taste one on our hands. I lift just coming through this corner. Just keep the nose in, don't want to hit the grass and just run wide, hit the wall on the outside, which invites the Porsche to sit on my rear end, get in my slipstream. I'm trying to do what the guys in front of me are doing, weaving a little bit, get breaking that slipstream, but he managed just to sneak down the inside of me, and I kind of conceded the position just because I don't want to lose too much time. I thought I could get the cut back on him coming back out of that hairpin, but it doesn't work out. So we've conceded the position down to 4th on the first lap, right on his tail. It's really difficult sometimes to be able to sit right behind someone and firstly, obviously, with dirty air, but more importantly, know where you're going, because sometimes your screen is just filled up with the rear end of a car. So here we are then, rounding off lap 1 in 4th position. We need to make up as much ground as possible, but my primary target is to just keep my nose clean and bring up my SR again back up to 99, just so I can be fighting in better lobbies rather than scrapping around with people that are lower level or lower SR rating. And the first lobby was a B and D, some D rated drivers. There's not mocking them or anything, but it's just obviously where I don't want to be in the lower levels. Anyways, so we're moving on to lap 2. It does get a bit heated. As for, we have managed to break away from the pack a little bit. 5th, 6th, and then 7th and 8th, and the rest of the field are like a little bit behind now. I think it's about 2 seconds, give or take. It depends, obviously, if you're going through the corners and stuff like that. But some of the replay cameras are really cool. I do like how GT Sport have like done them. It just adds like a real different dynamic to the videos. Add like better production value to the my videos as well. Cutting between like my onboard, so to speak. Here we are then, rounding off the 3rd lap, coming on to the final lap now. Still in 4th place, just keeping the racing clean. I haven't quite made any inroads on the guy in 3rd place. He's quite quick in the Porsche, considering that the Audi is faster than the Porsche in a straight line, and in general some tracks, some people just don't even touch the Porsche. Does get a little bit wide though, coming out of that hairpin on the right hand side. It is quite a difficult corner to get right. Sometimes it is easy to run wide. So that invites us to come back in and have a little sniff at him on the last lap here. So maybe we could try and make up a position as we head down the straight into the right hand, which is like quite cambered. Good corner it is really. You got to brake quite late, carry the speed in, drop 2 gears, and hit the apex on the way through without going too wide on the exit. And again, the curb can just take you off and put you in the grass, as we find out here. So we're coming through this left-right chicane. Just take too much curb, get the car sideways. Luckily I don't actually put it in the wall, keep it going in the right direction, and yeah, that killed off my momentum. So release the pressure as we cut onto the end of the lap 4 here, as we cross the line to finish 4th. So on to race 3. Final race of the evening then, 3rd race, completely different kettle of fish this time. Starting dead last on the grid. So we've had a few from the front, 2nd and 3rd, but now we've got it all to do from last position, 16th on the grid. What can we do from here? Now, you're not going to win the race on the first lap in the first corner, so I bide my time, take it steady, just not go flying into the corner and taking out the person in 15th position, who does actually make up a position into 14th. So the M&M car in front of us, we try and dispatch of him as quickly as we can. That was my thinking, just get the first overtake under my belt and not get let the field drive away from me and get out of the slipstream. It's happened to me before where you can't, you just get left behind really because you're not quick enough. This lobby is full of A-Star S and AS drivers. So some quick drivers. I think the fast time was peaking into the low 55s, 54s. Yeah, it's where I want to be at rather than in the B and like D rated drivers. So from here we can move forward. Hopefully I don't make the same mistake. Making sure I don't make the same mistakes I did last time. Being a bit cautious, not running, taking too much curb on the entrance to that corner. This does sacrifice the exit a little bit. But anyway, so coming on to the downhill section of this track now. Really fast flowing. Love this part of the circuit. Probably my favourite part of the track. In the slipstream, guy in 13th position has a 0.5 second penalty, but we're not worried about that for a second. We've got the guy in the M&M car coming back up our inside, who does make a good move to be fair, but I get the cut back on him. He just gets on the loud pedal too early and puts the car in the hedge. Now I thought at this time I'll be 5 second penalty, 10 second penalty, put him in the wall because I made contact with him. Then he spun into the wall, but luckily the GTA Gran Turismo gods was in my favour this time, as 13th position pales on the spin, just touching the car on the grass, and 12th position as well, must have had a spin or contact with someone, and on the second lap here. So up to 13th now. A couple of people backed out, which is unfortunate, so 3 positions gained. What can we do from here? Over halfway through the race now, keeping this Mercedes driver honest by making ourselves as big as we can in his rear view mirror. Now he knows I'm behind him. Obviously I'm less than 3/10 behind him now, give or take. And yeah, so just trying to keep as clean as possible. Don't want to make contact with people, don't want to spin. We're in a relatively decent position at this moment in time. We still got a few laps, or just over 2 laps to make up a couple of positions, but we've got a few people right in front of us as we speak now. Moving on a little bit, it does get a little bit tasty as about 5 cars, maybe 6 cars in front of us come together. 2 come together, 3 come together, which are gifting us 3 positions. So that's 6 positions we've made up in this race now, as the Supra right behind us in 11th position, the guy who spun out at the start of this race, quite a quick guy as well, was quite high up in the field, as again he's keeping me honest now. So I've got pressure from behind and I'm trying to keep pressure on the Merc, who's still in front of me, for 9th position. So we're in the top 10 from 16th, not doing too bad. And as I say that, he does make a little mistake on the exit of the corner, can't quite keep the grip levels the same as that's what I was saying about earlier, using the Audi over the Supra, just changing things up. Really loving the liveries on these cars as well. I've got a few new skins for the Porsche I'm hoping I can debut on the channel soon, so we'll keep an eye out for them. Also keep an eye out for the Forza Horizon 4 videos I'll be posting soon, sometime this week, and time making this video, which is the 12th of the 1st 2020, on the last lap. Keeping it together now, so we're in 10th position. Don't want to throw away a decent result, but yeah, I hope you do enjoy these GT Sport videos. I'm back on the game now, back on the grind. The grind don't stop really, and not even just making the videos, but in real life in general. So yeah, the guy in behind me, the WEC, he manages to catch up with me a little bit. I think he's obviously a fast driver than me. He's probably like at least 5/10 faster than me to catch up, but we keep him behind us for now, as we are entering into the final third of the lap, on the last lap of the race. Quite a few cars ahead of us, and it is always time for some last minute action as we are rounding off this lap here. So as we come into the final corner, under braking, drop down a gear, I find it quite difficult in qualifying at 7th position here. So the French driver just makes a mistake, and we manage to sneak in front of him to snatch 9th position as we cross the line. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one for Forza Horizon 4.